under the leadership of Senator Burke. Look, we all know that Medicaid will continue to cost this state a substantial portion of our budget. The best solution is the one we've all argued for, is for the federal government to block grant Medicaid dollars to the states where we're the laboratories of democracy. And in that laboratory, Ohio has shown that we can reduce member per month per member benefit cost and increase the benefits and the quality of care. We're going to continue to try and push that envelope to make sure that Medicaid is affordable and sustainable. Protecting our natural resources. Clean water. As somebody who lives on Grand Lake St. Mary's or lives near Grand Lake St. Mary's, it is no secret that Ohio has a water issue. Senator Gardner is going to lead this effort, working with Senators Height and Peterson, to deal with the algae problem and the farm issues associated with clean water. Thank you, Senator Gardner. Thank you, Senator Gardner, for working on that. And that's going to be one of our first bills that comes out of this General Assembly. We're going to continue to work on the Energy Study Committee as well. You know, it's important that when we talk about renewables and energy efficiency to understand that we're all for renewables and energy efficiency if it's affordable and cost effective. One of the things that has come out of the hearings and will continue to come out of the hearings working with Senator Balderson is to understand the true cost of these programs and to make sure Bob and Betty Buckeye understand what they're paying every month for these goals. Reducing our tax burden. Look, the first thing we need to do is a tax conformity bill to make sure that we allow Ohioans to take full benefit of the federal changes that just came out. Senator Peterson is going to lead that effort. We anticipate that bill to be out of the Senate in just the next few weeks. After that, we're going to continue to work on Senate efforts to do tax reform. We have made no secret that it is a priority of the Senate to continue to reform our income tax structure, to continue to reform our other tax code into a system that promotes jobs and opportunity and away from a system that merely uses old ideas to raise revenue. Corrections and rehabilitation. You know, I just came from a meeting not too long ago where the #1 topic was corrections reform. You know, this is an issue all around the country, and it is no less issue here in Ohio. We are seeing our prison population go back up despite our efforts to do corrections and sentencing reform. We need to continue to take a look at those, and here are just some of the ideas we're going to look at doing. We're going to continue to push for the Criminal Code Recodification Committee to get up and running. Their timeline is running short. About every 20 years you ought to do a criminal recod of the criminal code. It's been more than 20. It's time for us to work on that. And there is no shortage of members, Senator Seitz and Senator Eklund, to work on that. But we also have judges and prosecutors and lawyers from all over the state that believe it's time for us to harmonize and make sure our sanctions and our criminal violations are consistent and have the right incentives and impacts. One part of that, however, is looking at the drug issues. I think it's time for us to say to the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections that having overwhelming number of its incoming inmates having drug or addiction problems. It's time for us to call for them to set up a drug prison, a facility that you can get appropriate treatment and hopefully come out with an opportunity to live a clean and healthy life. So we're going to call for that. We're going to have legislation that sets that up and makes the DRC move in that direction. So we can talk about treatment and diversion instead of incarceration. Part of this is to look at what other states are doing. In some states, we have a strong treatment in lieu of conviction program. Maybe we need to strengthen and work through that. Supporting our military. There is no question that the Senate has for a long time had a history of supporting our men and women in service who are protecting us and keeping us free. We want to make sure that we're offering an opportunity for the alignment of veterans benefits with other social services. So one bill that we've got pending will align those benefits when individuals who are veterans come in for services and assistance at other state areas. We're also looking at working on Senator LaRose's military spouse unemployment compensation. And Senator LaRose, thank you for working on that as well. And last, number 10 item is streamlining government. It's no secret to this body that the pay commission is something we feel strongly about. We think it's important to take the politicians out of pay raises. We've seen this all across the state where our members and other members have been given lots of pressure to raise politicians' pay. We believe that the best place for that to be done is a pay commission done without politics, without bias, and have the ability to look at other factors. So we're going to continue to work on that. The other issue is one that's coming up. This is the sunset review year. We're going to start looking at all the agency boards and commissions, but we're going to expand that evaluation to look at all state agencies. Look, we have 23 cabinet levels in this state, cabinet officers. Most of us believe that that's probably too many. It's time for us to look at streamlining the effectiveness and efficiency of state government, just like we've asked our local government partners to do as well. This is a list of topics and ideas. We will introduce our bills starting on these next week and start moving those forward. But look, the Senate can walk and chew gum at the same time. We have a lot of issues we're going to be working on, and these members standing behind me represent some of the best and brightest individuals serving anywhere in government. I look forward to working with them as we move forward on an agenda that promotes opportunity for all Ohioans. You know, it's pretty simple. Ohio is that state of opportunity. Opportunity is not a guarantee, but opportunity means that every Ohioan should have an opportunity to meet their God-given potential and their God-given future. As we move forward, we're going to have debate on these issues. I don't pretend just because they're on our list that all of these things are going to be easy. They're not. As we move forward, for example, on education deregulation, one of the issues we're already having to debate is what can we get rid of and what is going to be necessary to make sure we continue to improve Ohio's education opportunities. We're having that debate, we're up for that debate, and I look forward to making sure that every voice as possible can be heard.